Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a 24-hour readathon, and I've never done a video like this before, but I figured, if you don't know, I'm from Australia. Your girl is from the Southern Hemisphere, and currently we're experiencing an unprecedented event. An event that hasn't happened for about 50 or so years, and that is a tropical cyclone in southeast Queensland, and it's essentially caused the entire of southeast Queensland to go on a little bit of a lockdown, if you will. So I thought, with my big old brain, that this might be a great opportunity to do a bit of a readathon and read some books and force myself, since we're staying inside anyway, to finally finish some books that are on my TBR. However, I will not be just reading books that are on my TBR because I'm a mood reader at heart, and we've got to allow for a little bit of flexibility if I'm actually going to read for 24 hours straight. So it's currently 8:37. There we go. It's 8:37 and it's very windy outside. I should say it's 8:37 a.m. as well. It's in the morning. So we're starting bright and early. It's very windy, it's very rainy. We have been told that it has dropped from a category 2 to a category 1. So we are kind of in the clear, but there have been warnings of like flash flooding and excessive winds and things like that. So we are staying inside, we're being safe. We also have a lot of books to read, so that's really exciting. I thought I'd show you what my selection is at the moment, and it might change. Like I said, I am a mood reader, so I might not stick to these specific books, but these are the books that I want to read, I guess, in this 24-hour period of time. So the first is the book that I'm currently reading, which is Light Laugh by Alex Aster, and I'm about 120 pages into this one. It's 400 pages long, and I love how floppy this book is. Look at that. It is the perfect flop. Like, if you want to read a physical book that just like feels good to read, it's this one here. I'm going to stop doing that now. Anyway, this one essentially is following our girl Isla, and I've heard it is pronounced Isla with the S, not Isla, and she is the ruler of the Wildling Kingdom, I guess, and she has to go along with all of the other rulers of all the other kingdoms to the island of Lightlark, which appears every 100 years for 100 days, to compete to essentially break the curse that's on each of the kingdoms. And the curse that's on her kingdom is they must eat human hearts to survive, and they kill anyone they fall in love with. However, they do have powers, and all the different kingdoms have curses and powers, but their power is that they control nature and they have an affinity with animals. So it's very interesting. The magic system is really cool, and I feel like the world is really cool as well. It's a bit unique. She definitely is very YA at the moment, but I am enjoying it. So I also have the second book in this series in my possession as well. So I doubt we'll get through 2, but we'll see how we go. I'm hoping we can fly through this one. It's a really quick read so far. Like, it's just, the plot is plotting in this book. I also have a few other options. So currently on my TBR that I have not gotten through for the month of March is the below. We have Babel, which I'm about 250 pages into. I don't think I'm going to be reading this one just because it's one of those books that just takes you a really long time to read, and I don't want to spend the entire 24-hour readathon reading this book. Very small pages, very small words, very small font. Like, I just don't think I'm going to get through it, and it's a bit of a slog, this one. I'm enjoying it, but it is a bit of a slog. I'll just say that right now. So probably won't pick that one up. We also have All Fours. Now, this is a contemporary fiction. It is 316 pages long, so not too long. I reckon I can fly through this one. This is essentially following a woman, I believe, who's going on a bit of a journey, a bit of a self-discovery journey at the ripe old age of 40, and it's about the trials and tribulations that she goes through on her journey. So I'm not going to give too much away about it, but I've just started it as well. I'm enjoying it so far. It's not my usual cup of tea, but it's an option to break things up a little bit. We also have Onyx Storm. I don't know if I want to get into it in this video just because it is so long. Maybe I'll start it, but I don't think I'm going to finish this one in 24 hours because it's a chunker of a book, but I am excited to get started with this one because I feel like I don't want to leave it too long after reading Iron Flame to get into Onyx Storm, and I only just finished Iron Flame last month, so we've got to stay on the hype of this one here. I also have God of the Woods. So this one here is by Liz Moore. It's basically like a mystery thriller, and it's set in the 80s, I believe. And it's very interesting so far. Again, I have started this one. I am about 77 pages through. It was just a little bit slow, so that's why I kind of put it down. But I feel like like now is as good of a time as any. Maybe I should pick it back up again. And I feel like I just have to actually like be a little bit more strong-willed and just like persevere through this one. I also have a few books on my Kindle that I downloaded just in case we did lose power. So I'll show you guys those because there's a few there that I'm actually really excited to read and they may form part of this video. I'm also kicking myself that I didn't pick up Wild Side by Elsie Silver before everything shut down because everyone's talking about it and I really want to read it and I can't even get my hands on it and I refuse to buy it on my Kindle when I know I want the physical book anyway. Like I'm trying to be better at that. So we're gonna have to wait until I can get the physical copy. Okay, so we have Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. That could be a good option because I just finished the most recent release of her other series, the Crowns of Nyaxia series, and I just love her writing so much. She's so good. So that could be an option as well. I'm not sure what that one's about. Spark of the Everflame, I did download that one as well. I thought I downloaded some other ones. Oh, and I downloaded the second book in the Touch of Darkness series by Scarlett St. Clair. I can't remember what it's called, but I downloaded that one as well, so that could be a good option. I believe it's the same story as A Touch of Darkness, but it's from Hades' perspective rather than Persephone's perspective. So yeah, I think that'll be a nice quick little read as well if I want to mix things up a bit. So they're the options that we have so far. I think we're going to start with Lightlark. We're going to get a good chunk of that done, and I'm just going to read it until I don't want to read it anymore, and then we might mix it up a little bit and then come back to it later in the video. But we're prepped, we've got our snacks, we've got our books, we've got our cozy vibes, and we are ready to go. Okay, so it's 8:44. Let's see if we can get 24 hours of reading done. So I'm about 160 pages in now to Lightlark, and I am really enjoying it. I have no idea where it's going to go. I think that's kind of fun when it comes to fantasy books. Like I do like it when the plot is not super predictable. So loving that. Almost kind of halfway, maybe a third. Potentially. I feel like I'm going to fly through this today. Hopefully I can finish it by like 6 and then I can start something else. That is the goal. I'm going to make a little beverage because I need some caffeine if I'm going to keep going. I'm literally like an hour in and I'm already like dying and sleepy. But I think it's just the weather. Like it's so cold and like rainy and windy. So yeah. I think we're going to have a coffee. I would kill for an almond cappuccino right now, but unfortunately nothing is open, so we're going to have to just stick with pot coffee, which is still good, but it's not quite the same, is it? Do we still have coffee in the pot? What if we run out of coffee? I really didn't plan for this super well, but that's okay. I'm sure we have some form of caffeine laying around the house. Guys, I think I just figured out a major plot point. So this is going to contain spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers on this book, just skip ahead. I'll put maybe the number on the screen of where to skip ahead to. But essentially the prophecy, I hate this about me. I'm such a like, when I read a book, it's like my brain just wants to figure out all of the plot points and all of the plot twists, and it's just like constantly churning and trying to like gather information and then figure out where the book's going to go instead of just enjoying the book. It's annoying. Anyway, so the prophecy is essentially, only joined can the curses be undone, only after one of the six has won, when the original offense has been committed again and a ruling line has come to an end. Only then can history amend. So essentially what I think that is obviously there's Isla, and she is the ruler of the wildlings. This is going to be so stupid if this is not the case, but it feels like so certain in my brain. So anyway, she is the ruler of the wildlings. The only joined can the curses be undone, only after one of the six has won. So So that is like the trials, whoever wins that, someone has to win, essentially. When the original offense, and I think the original offense is when the original Sunling and the original Nightshade had the duel, which caused... Hang on. Where was it? I saw it. Where was it? I just read about it. Yeah, so... So that's how Lightlark was created, because of the duel between Aura's ancestor, the first origin, who's Horus Ray, having a fight. Or it was created by Horus, and then Cronin, who is the Nightshade ancestor. So it became more powerful than either founder could have anticipated. It made both men greedy, turned friend against friend, it ended in a duel, and when the Cronin lost, all of Nightshade fled to form their own land, one not nearly as strong as Lightlark. So basically it's like the separation of all of these realms caused Lightlark, the curses, to lose power. So then Grimm's father, who was the original, was told to sign the treaty so that both kingdoms could live in peace, and then he didn't, I believe, and then that caused the curses. So that was the original, like back to the prophecy, that was the original offense with the originals that needs to be committed again. So essentially Aura and Grimm need to have a duel. That's it, committing again. And then a ruling line has come to an end, which means Aura's ruling line, because he has been the king of Lightlark for the last 500 years, has to come to an end. So it has to go to someone else, whether that's Grimm or whether that's Isla, I don't know, but I feel like that's the plot of this book, but we'll see. I've got to obviously keep going. I'm up to page 190, so I'm like almost halfway through. Bit of a time check. Where's my phone? It's 10:45 at the moment, so we still have quite a lot of time, which is good. I'm just going to keep soldiering on, and I really hope I didn't just pick the plot of this book, because if I did, that's kind of annoying to do that only halfway through, but we'll see what happens. Wish me luck. You can literally hear the wind howling outside. It's actually a little bit crazy and a bit scary. I don't think it's gonna get worse than it is now, but the wind is like quite loud and howling, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's unnerving. It's not like cute, cozy, rainy vibes. It's like the wind is doing this. Anyway, I thought I'd show you my sustenance and snacks that I have for this reading readathon, the reading readathon, the 24-hour readathon. I am up to like this is my third hot beverage of the day, and it's only 11. It's a cup of tea, English breakfast with a little bit of milk. And I also found these gluten-free shortbread macadamia cookies, and it's really hard to find good gluten-free biscuits, so I'm very excited about that. I'm going to plop myself down because I haven't made much progress in the last like hour. I feel like I've been fluffing around a little bit, but I'm about halfway through now, exactly halfway through now. So I've really just got to get a move on because it is currently 11:22 and I want to finish this book before 6 o'clock. So I've got about 5.5 hours to get through about 200 pages. And I feel like I can do that. That's quite achievable, I think. I've just got to not fluff around. That's the issue. So let's get this done. We've done it. We've cracked the last 100 pages of the book, and I fear some betrayal is about to occur, and there's already been some betrayal that maybe perhaps was not betrayal, but was just perceived as betrayal, and I'm trying to be super elusive and not give anything away, but I just have a feeling it's not going to end well for our girl Isla. I'm scared. It also feels low-key criminal to read this much in one day, but if not when there's a cyclone, then when, you know? So I'm just embracing it, and I am getting a bit stir crazy, but it just is what it is, isn't it? Can't really do much about the weather. All right, let's try not to cry. Hold on. Her ancestor, Lark Crown, also helped create the island, and his power is the sun, which is light. Light Lark. I see what they're doing. I see it. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm stressed. Memories? What do you mean memories? Hang on. Okay. How did I not realize that the first sentence of the literal book? Hang on. Aurora? What? Okay, I have things to say. That was a lot. That was a lot of an ending. I don't know how I feel. There was a lot of betrayal and I did not call a single bit of it. So, not me trying to literally work out what the prophecy is and having absolutely no idea and being completely on the wrong track. But I did enjoy it. I think I'm gonna settle on, I wanna say 4.25. I really enjoyed it. I think the plot was great. The characters had really good development. I didn't pick any of the plot twists, which I feel like I'm usually quite on top of. So I kind of liked that it got to the end and I was like actually shocked at what was happening. And I feel like I flew through it as well and I'm excited to read the next one. So yeah, 4.25 I think. I'm gonna have a little bit of a break because my eyes are hurting. I had to listen to the last little bit on Spotify, the audiobook, because it's like I was reading the words and they just were not sinking in and I was like, okay, we have to try a different medium, we've got to mix it up a little bit, and that definitely helped. So I'm gonna have maybe like a half an hour break and then we're gonna find our next read. How exciting. I'm so glad I finally got around to reading this. Like, it was actually a really good book and I feel like people compare it to the Hunger Games, but I feel like it's actually nothing like the Hunger Games, to be honest. So if that is making you hesitate to read it, I feel like it's nothing like that. Like there are trials, but they're not really trials. It's more just like rulers trying to best each other, essentially. So yeah, definitely recommend. Very much enjoyed. Okay, I have a confession to make and I'm so sorry. Okay, hear me out. It is now about 12 o'clock the next day. And the issue is, the reason why I didn't continue with the 24-hour readathon is we went out to go get dinner because we didn't have anything in the house and we found a pizza spot that was open and it took us about 2 hours to get our food, which is totally fine because like natural disaster and all, like fair enough that it took that long. But then by the time I got home and then I ate the pizza, I just got into a bit of a carb coma and the last thing I wanted to do was pick up a book and I didn't want to force it, you know? And obviously, it just is what it is, okay? It is what it is, but I'm gonna reward you guys. I'm gonna reward you for sticking with me and persevering and coming along this journey with me with a little book haul. And what do you not, you know, what? Book hauls fix everything. They really do, okay? The first thing is not actually a book, but I wanted to show you guys anyway because I saw it for about $8 and I thought, this belongs on my bookshelf. It is a mirrored portable rechargeable lamp and it literally looks like a mirror ball. And obviously the Taylor Swift lover in me had to get this because mirror ball. I don't have anything that's like mirror ball-y. So I thought this would be a lovely little thing to put on my shelf. Because I think my shelves are also just like they're not strong enough for a full shelf of books. So I think I need things to break up each shelf rather than them all just being books. So, my God, I'm just gonna rip it. It's also, I think it's a wire-free one, which is cool. It charges on a little USB. Does it come with the batteries? USB charging cable included, rechargeable battery. I assume so. Anyway, looks a bit like this. She is cute. It's literally a styrofoam ball. Oh my God, I love it already. How cute. Look at that. It's like a little mushroom. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I love it. It's gonna go straight on my bookshelf. I'm gonna have to make room for it, but I love it. She is beautiful. How do I turn it on? Oh, it's like a touch light. That is so pretty. Anyway, that's the first thing that I got. There's different light intensities. Anyway, so I got that. I got the 2 missing books that I have read, but I don't own, of A Court of Thorns and Roses. So obviously I had to get that to finish my collection. I might do a reread at some point because I just love these books so much. But now my collection is complete, which is great for the home library situation. Now all I need is Assassin's Blade and A House of Flame and Shadow in the small version, because the other 2 books I have are in the small version as well. And then my Sarah J Maas collection will be complete. That's so exciting. I'm so happy to have these. And the last book, and arguably the most exciting, and literally the last copy I could find in the entire shopping centre, and I looked at 4 bookstores, and that is Wild Side by Elsie Silver. I have not read an Elsie Silver book since Wild Eyes, and I'm so excited to read this. I really enjoyed Wild Eyes. I liked Wild Love more, but I've heard this one's really good. So I will be reading this as soon as humanly possible. Let's go put our books on the bookshelf. I think we're gonna have to change this around, unfortunately, because there's just no room for everything. So T-Swizzle, you're gonna have to move. Maybe if I put those there, yes. And then, look at that. It's perfect. And then maybe my little lamp can go here. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I absolutely love it. It's so cute. Look at that. She is adorable. Love that. We also have this and this. Perfect. Would you look at that? It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous girl.
Welcome to Raider Publishing, where stories come to life.
Hi, I got an invitation. I'm a writer.
Oh,
Dash. Jump, dash.
I forgot which one Dash was.
Throw them at him. Then I'm going to distract old mate here, and then you run. Ready?
Yeah.
Go. You just chop some of that off?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Where are we meant to be going?
Over here.
I just finished this. Quite good, I will say. Look, I will read anything that Elsie Silver writes. She just knows how to write dialogue. I think better than most authors. Like, she just knows what to say in ways that aren't cringy, even when she's talking about little spicy scenes. I don't think this is my favorite one of the series. Okay, hear me out. The wrestling thing just doesn't do it for me. And all I'm picturing are like the really sweaty, old, like muscle daddy men that are on WWE. And I'm just not feeling it. I don't know what it is. It was really hard for me to picture Reese in like a seductive, sexy way. It just wasn't happening, unfortunately. I did really love the storyline. It was a very slow burn. You're not getting a spice scene in this book for a really long time, which makes it worth it when it happens. I did really enjoy it. And I'm actually so excited for the next book because I feel like you get a hint of what the tropes are going to be in that book. And it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. I have a feeling, I don't know if it's been announced yet, but I feel like it's going to be called Wildfire. That's my view. That's my prediction. Wild card. Because he kind of, someone said in like one of these chapters that he was like a firefighter, so I thought it'd be called Wildfire, but obviously not. It's going to be called Wild Cards. That is super interesting and I can't wait to read it. So I ended up only reading 2 books in this video, but I have started the second Light Luck book, so I'm going to continue reading that, but I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along for the not so 24-hour readathon. That was the biggest fail ever, but I had a fun time and I hope you guys did as well. I'll see you guys for my next video.